때론 그리움이 우릴 서로 죽겠지만 사랑한 그것만 그만 Keep it up, keep it up. 어떤 말로 표현할 수 있을까 전할 수 있을까 멀리 가진 않겠지만 우린 다 볼 수 있겠지만 사랑한 수많은 계절만큼만
Hi there, I'm Natasha. This is my channel, Always Be Crafting, and today is Saturday, August 16th. And on Saturdays, I do something I call On Saturdays I Sew. So welcome. And today is the first Saturday in August where I get to be in my basement craft room sewing. What a whirlwind it has already been this month. If you are new, welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. Thank you for joining us, or joining me, whatever you want to say. If you are returning, then perhaps you know that I started the month on a tour of England. I started at the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, and it was a goal that I set for myself a year ago, and I made it happen. I'm really proud of making it happen. My quilt arrived home yesterday, safe and sound. So it's kind of come full circle. My quilt's back. It's back in one piece, and now I can actually start creating the quilt tag that will go on the back of it. I'm really excited about that. And after the quilt festival, the tour group I was with, we traveled to Bath and then to London, and I got to fulfill my other goal that I set for a long time. I went to Liberty of London. Now you can hear all about my trip because I recorded a video this past week on my birthday telling you all about my trip. And I have 2 videos out this month, technically 3 videos. But the one posted on August 2nd was all about the making of the quilt that I had hung at the Festival of Quilts. And the one I guess posted on maybe August 13th or 14th. I don't remember which day I posted it. That was the one I had recorded on my birthday, telling you all about my trip, everything I saw and did, and everything I bought. So all my shopping. I also had a very short little video that was my Saturdays I Sew last weekend, which would have been the 9th, I guess. And that was my husband and I. As soon as I got back into town from being in England, my husband and I ran away for a little weekend get together, and we were up at the comic book convention known as Terrificon at the Mohegan Sun Casino and Resort in Connecticut. So that's where we spent last weekend, and I did a little hand stitching because it was Saturday, and Saturdays I sew, of course. But now I'm home. I'm home and I am sewing. In fact, I didn't get to really sew anything until maybe Monday, maybe Monday of this week. And the first thing I sewed as soon as I got home was I opened up my surprise vinyl club package. I opened up lots of packages. That was the thing about being gone. I had a lot of packages to open up, and I opened them and I was like, well, what do I do? Because I've got some packages that had arrived over the summer that I hadn't really dealt with. I'm in a number of clubs. I'm in the Surprise Vinyl Club. I'm in the Bag Making Bee Club. I'm in the Anna Marie Horner Bag Making Club. Was there any other clubs? Are those just the 3? But still, 3 clubs that I have monthly subscriptions for, and they're all bag making, and I haven't been making the bags because I've been so busy. And now that's like 3 a month. So probably for 3 months I haven't been making the bags. I had at least 9 patterns in waiting, plus any other patterns I might have picked up along the way because I am who I am. It is what it is. But I got the Surprise Vinyl Club, opened, and I decided that's where I was starting. And it's a gorgeous vinyl. You want to see? Look at this vinyl. Isn't it gorgeous? So the pattern is called the Dylan Dome. Now the Surprise Vinyl Club is through So Hungry Hippie. If you've been before, you've heard me talk about it. So the Dylan Dome, and it's one of Natalie Santini's patterns. It comes in 3 sizes. So I made 3 bags. One, size large. And here comes the medium size. I put a little, see the vinyl kind of changes to this gold at one end. So I put a little heart on there. And then the small has, and it's like 2-sided, because as I was cutting the vinyl. And all of them are lined with, can I show you on this one? It's probably easier to show you on the large one. They are all lined with the bonded nylon, in this case from So Hungry Hippie. It's kind of like this mustard color. It's it for the little tab here. So they call it the Dylan Dome because it's dome shaped. She names pretty much all of her patterns after folk singers, the hippie folk singers. So Dylan, of course, Bob Dylan. So the Dylan Dome, it's a dome shape. I made mistakes along the way, but I think this has probably the best shape of them. Maybe the small one's the best shape. I think I started with the large because usually the large is the easiest to start with, but the one you start with is usually the one you make the most mistakes on. So it looks a little wonky right here. It doesn't have the best shaping. Oh well, I still love it. And because it's vinyl and bonded nylon, it's waterproof and I can wipe out any spills. So it makes a really nice trio of makeup bags or toiletry bags, whatever I want to put in them. But there they are nested together. Great pattern. I'll probably be repeating the pattern soon, very soon. But I had some leftover fabric. I decided to try another free pattern. It's for a pencil case. Life So Savory. I think, yeah, Life So Savory put out a free pattern for a pencil case. Now, it's a free pattern, and I may have made some mistakes because it wasn't a video pattern, it was a blog pattern. And it's one of those blog posts that have like lots of pop-up ads. And I get really annoyed when I'm reading a blog pattern with pop-up ads because I get annoyed. So I tend to skip past the pop-up ads. So for me, if I'm gonna read a pattern, it either needs to be like a PDF, so I don't have pop-up ads, or a video. So if it's something like in this case, and it was free, like I should not have any complaints. And I'm pretty sure any mistakes on this bag are all my fault. I could have, to avoid the pop-up ad problem, I could have done screenshots of the blog post and then created my own little like PDF tutorial for myself with the screenshots. Like I could have found ways around the pop-up ads annoying me, but I didn't because I didn't take the time. So it's, I'm not sure I'm going to repeat this pattern, not because it wasn't well written. This thing in the middle is upside down because of me, and it's put in wrong because of me. I mean, everything wrong about this little center part is me. I realized after I like sewed it and turned it inside out, it wasn't supposed to be sewn and turned inside out. It was supposed to be wrong sides together and then surrounded by more fold over elastic. And I was like, wait, what? So I used a lot more fold over elastic in the pattern than I thought. And I started with this burgundy fold over elastic because I loved the color, but I didn't have enough to finish the inside of the bag. So I had to change fold over elastics to do the binding. And I don't love, because I think a mustard fold over elastic would hide all the problems, where the purple just shows the problems with it. I feel like it's too, like this little thing is too small, even though it'll fit pens and pencils in it. Like here, I'll grab a pencil. So it fits, it does its job. Here, let me see. I'll put a pencil in it. Okay, so you see this fits perfectly what its job, but then look how big this thing is. It's like an enormous pencil bag. If this is the size of a pencil in the flap, then what am I putting in here? I guess I'm putting scissors. Like I'm putting everything else that could be in a pencil bag. So it's almost too big to be a pencil bag. I haven't filled it up. Maybe I need to fill it up with other things and I'll have a different opinion. But right now I'm looking at it. Maybe if I had like one of those Texas calculators, remember those giant graphing calculators we had in high school? If you were a child of the 80s and 90s like myself, you had a gigantic calculator. I'm sure it would fit right in that pocket. So maybe this would be the perfect pencil bag to to keep your gigantic graphing calculator and everything else. But like here's a full-size pair of scissors. Like, look how big that pocket is. It just seems too big. So it was a free pattern, and I think, you know, construction wise, it makes a lot of sense. I did this wrong, so this is all on me. I cannot fault the pattern designer for this mess. That's my fault. That was me coming up with a plan B when I messed up plan A. It was not supposed to have these little things. It was supposed to just be leave one side raw and sew it in. I messed that up because pop-up ads annoyed me, and I thought I knew what I was doing, and I didn't realize it till it was too late, and I didn't want to undo my work. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to make more of these. I thought I was testing out the pattern because I have a craft fair coming up in 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, pencil cases. Yeah, like a big pencil case, that might be a good seller. And the other pencil bags I make are small, and so I thought it might be nice to have another option. But I feel like this is too big. Do I want to take the time to make a smaller version of this? Probably not. Like, the whole reason I used a free pattern was so I didn't have to write my own pattern, you know? But the instructions were good. The pop-up ads were annoying. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's a free pattern, so I can't blame her for wanting to earn money on her blog. Like, of course, how else are you going to earn money if you don't have the pop-up ads? So that's on me. I should have found a workaround. I should have found a workaround so I wasn't getting annoyed and making dumb mistakes, because maybe I would have liked this a lot better. But I'm gonna play with it. I'm not gonna throw it away. Obviously, it's too cute to throw away. But I'm gonna fill it up with things, and maybe I'm gonna have a better opinion of it after it's been filled with items and used. So let's say, give it another chance on that one. So those are the things I've completed this week. In addition to something I cannot show you, I completed my gift for my Elfster, my Crafted with Love partner for the month of August. That has been completed and sent in the mail. I cannot show you that because it would spoil the surprise for my Elfster who might be watching, but I hope she likes it. I hope she enjoys what I created for her. And I loved the theme. The theme was stars, and I went for it. There are stars all over the thing I made. And if she has received it, she should receive it next Wednesday. So maybe next Saturday, I can show you a picture of what I made. Yes, I think I can do that. So if she receives it by next Wednesday, then next Saturday when I come back here to Saturdays I Sew, hopefully then I can show you a picture of what I made for her, because I'm really proud of it, even though it was not perfect and mistakes were made because I am human. But hopefully she likes it, and then I can show you a picture of it. So that's the other thing I completed this week and got in the mail. To complete anything else sewing wise, I mean, other things were going on obviously in the world, but okay, that's it sewing wise. Now what you saw me do this morning, in addition to finishing sewing this, because you should have watched me sew that, I cut out the pattern pieces for this pattern, which is the butterfly sling purse. So it's by Emmaline Bags and Patterns. Copyright 2014. So it's a pattern that's been around for a while. I am going to now look and see if there is a video for the bag. I received this pattern in one of my boxes. It was in my bee box, and the theme is all bees. So my fabric, here I'll show you some fabric up close. It's got bees all over it. So the theme of the box was bees, and I decided to do this bag next because that craft fair I'm doing in 2 weeks, I did last year, and it's the honey harvest. And I thought, you know what, I'm doing the honey harvest, let's do the bee bag. And since this was the bag, this butterfly sling purse was the bag pattern that came in my bee box, I decided, let's give it a try. It looks like an interesting pattern. I mean, it involves like a ton of stuff. So interfacing is probably my least favorite thing to do, but I just interfaced all those interior pieces. I have to now interface the exterior pieces, which are these two rectangles are part of my exterior, and this one is my strap that goes around, that has the buckle right here. So this piece, and those two are interfaced with fusible fleece instead of just like the SF101 normal interfacing. Those get interfaced with fusible fleece. So I have to pull out the fusible fleece for those. I did cut the strap so you can have the fabric strap, but looking at the pattern, I might decide to just use strapping, like you know, webbing, because I've got a ton. I mean, my drawers are overflowing with webbing, so I might take the easy road, even though I did cut the Wait, is that the one? No, it's here somewhere. Somewhere, is this one? I think this is the big piece for the strap, but it's just one with the fabric piece of fabric. And with the fabric is basically 42 inches, and 42 inches, like, is that long enough for a strap? I don't know if that's long enough for me, for an adjustable strap. I don't know. I think because I'm heavy set, I tend to make my adjustable straps closer to 50 something inches. So they're actually adjustable and not just always at their fullest extension. And I guess I'm making this bag for me. So I feel like I don't think I'm going to make it out of webbing. Decision made. Even though I cut this piece, I can use this fabric for something else. So there, toss it away, get it away. It's going to be used for something else, and I will use the other fabric. I will interface with the fusible fleece, and I will follow the instructions otherwise as the pattern is written. Before the strap itself, I will use webbing because I would like it to be longer than just with the fabric, because that's not long enough for me. I'm heavy set and I need a longer strap. So that's it. I think I am going to now just look on YouTube and see if there is a sew along, because I do follow, even though this is, a PDF, essentially it is written instructions and I can follow written instructions. I think I can do it. I am going to look and see if there's a video sew along, because that might be tips and tricks. If they're out there in the world, why not go look for them? So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll keep sewing. So that's what you're going to have to see. Hopefully I cut out the sneeze, because no one actually has to hear me sneeze, but I just sneezed 2 times. Okay, so I'm going to interface the fusible fleece, watch a video, and hopefully watch a video on this butterfly sling purse by Emmaline bags. Oh, my nose. And then hopefully make this bag. Hopefully. If I don't decide to make this bag, if I'm like, what I might do while the video is playing, because there's my TV, I might start sewing for my Craftivist group. So my Craftivist group this month is, the craft blocks are, what are they called? Economy blocks. So let me grab that right behind you. All right, so right behind you I grabbed. So the Queen Bee for the month of August sent us center blocks, and they are all cutouts from Gayborhood. Now I had this fabric, but with a blue background. So she cut out from white background, Gayborhood fabrics, center squares, and now we will find matching fabrics from our stash to fill out the blocks. Now an economy block is where you basically put a triangle on each side of the block and then make it a square by filling out the triangles past that. I'll put a little diagram or something right here so you can see what it's like, a square in a square, or a square in a square in a square economy block. And I have my stack of Kona solids here to help me find all the colors, and I have 2 stacks of charm squares from Kona solids, so I should have a nice variety of colors here to deal with, and I should be able to find all the colors I could possibly need. But she did need solids, and since I don't generally speaking buy solids, when I saw the charm squares Kona solids as an option to pick up from my very good friend at Cali Quilt Co., Tava Singer had her $8 sale. When was it? Her birthday was also in August, and she had, I think for the month of August is the 8th month, she had her $8 sale and her birthday sale. And so she did, those charm squares were $8, but you can only buy 2 packs as her limit. And I was like, darn it. But I bought 2 packs on the $8 sale. And I was like, perfect. I need them. They're going to come in really handy for those economy blocks. So yes, while I'm watching the video, I might be making $8, I might be matching up my Kona squares with my centers for the Gayborhood for my Queen Bee. So I might be doing that. So you will see what you will see. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave a comment. Any kind of interaction you do with this video tells YouTube that the video is worthwhile of pushing out to other people. So it's a huge support for my channel and I appreciate it. So thank you. Thanks. All right. Go do something good for yourself, because when you're kind to yourself, it's easier to be kind to others. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. The world's on fire. We need to be the helpers. Okay. Bye. I'm back. It is the end of the day. I've had lots of breaks today. I have sewn, I have watched TV, caught up on Star Trek, and all those good things that I missed while I was away. and I finished the bag, but I have not turned it out yet. So it is currently, I think it's finished. Yeah, because I did, all I have to do is put on the turn lock and add the strap. So the strap is still in this configuration and the bag is in this configuration. So let's turn it out together. It's been a pretty good day though, I gotta say. This bag did not have a video. There were no videos. I scoured the internet. No tutorials on this bag, but I enjoyed it. There were some parts of the directions that I felt were lacking and other parts that were excellent. So I feel that if you got this pattern, I feel like if you are someone who's made lots of bags, you should be fine. If you've never made a bag before, it's a little dicey because I definitely relied on some of my bag making knowledge in some situations. Ooh, ding dong, pattern matching Natasha. Look how close I was on the stripes. I wasn't trying to. I was just putting my bag together. I was not trying to match anything, but those came out like almost exactly. Almost. Not exact, but almost exactly, right? Ding dong. All right, so that's one pocket. Turn inside out. I guess I should just, I didn't have to do those corners because now I have to stick them back in. Haha. All right, poke those corners back in. That's what it looks like with those. It's kind of funny, but that's where I thought the straps were going to be more upright, but that's what it had me do. It had me put them in on the side. All right, let's put the last little lining pocket in. I'm not going to sew it up until the end. So let's just poke it in and then we can zip it up and test out this little bag. So let's just do it. Okay, so here we go. It folds in half like this and it has these snaps like this. So I'm going to snap it closed there and there. This zipper pulls almost in the way. Okay, and this comes over the top and I have to put on this B clasp. So that's going to get measured out and put on, and then this B butt will come through the fabric to close her up. And then the strap, so the two zippers are on top. Theoretically, I could be able to access both this zipper right here and this little slip pocket without unclasping, as well as these two zips right here, and they both have card slots in them. See? So everything could be accessed. Now, I don't know if I love the way these are poking out on the side, but I think once you have the strap in there, I don't think you would care so much. See? Card slots galore. And this slip pocket, I think that was like, I don't know why they made the slip pocket on the upside down part, because once you open it up, then the slip pocket is upside down, so everything slips out. So it seems like the zipper pocket should have been on the bottom because then it would have been safe. But I just followed the directions. I don't know, maybe I did it wrong and maybe the zipper pocket was supposed to be on the bottom, but I'm pretty sure I followed directions. I'll go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's written. I would say this is an old pattern. I think I said 2014. So it's at least 10 years old, and maybe that's why there's no tutorials for it out there on the interwebs. But I would make that change. If I were gonna do this over again, I think I would swap the zipper, this pocket here, the zipper pocket, the internal zipper, and the slip. So when you do drop this, things aren't falling out the slip pocket, because why are you going to put things in there? They would just fall out. I guess you're just never supposed to open up these snaps when you're wearing it as a purse. Maybe that's it. Maybe they think you're never opening up the snaps. You're only doing that when you're home and you have it flat on your table or bed to investigate. Maybe it's always worn like this. I don't know. I didn't design it. So I guess I have to put on the strap and the buckle, and it's finished. So I'm going to try to do that now. It's a very busy pattern, which is great because it hides any errors or, you know, weirdness in my stitches. Not that my stitches are weird. My stitches are actually pretty decent. But if they were weird, because they could be, if they were weird, the busyness of the pattern would totally hide it. But it's a very, very, very busy purse. I'm glad I'm not using the fabric as the strap because I think that'd just be too much. I think toning it down with a plain strap is gonna calm the bag down just a little bit. But I am worried that my cute bee buckle is gonna get lost against this bee pattern. Like, it's so busy, you're not even gonna notice that the buckle is a bee, but I'm still making it. I'm still doing it. So I will turn you now to look down, put you back on Zoom fast. Let's see if I can figure out how to install a buckle because I don't have like die cuts. So I'm just gonna have to use my hole punch, my leather punch for it, and hope that I get, you wanna see what it looked like? Here, I'll put it'll look like that. Isn't that so cute? It'll look like a bee when it's all put together. I'm wondering if I should have done this wraparound in a different fabric so it would have popped. I can't go back. I can't like undo it now. It's too late. But that would have allowed the bee to pop more if I had. Like if this had been a different fabric instead of the same fabric, that would have let it really pop. But I didn't do that. It's too late. But that's something to think for next time. If I do this bag again, that's the way to think about it. All right, turn you around.